Happy Monday. It's Nikki. I have a question before I turn it over to our guest takeover today. How are you incorporating who you want to be in the future, what you want to do in the future, what do you want to have in the future, and what will you be giving in the future? How are those dreams of your future self being worked on today and this week and this month? So it'd be crazy to think that we're not working on those things, right? So as leaders, we have to help our people do the same. And I'm so excited to be working alongside one of our new partners in the People Forward Network, Floyd Consulting. Kate Volman is the CEO of Floyd Consulting, and she's taking over Monday Fire. She and her team are dedicated to helping individuals and organizations become the best version of themselves. So future state, be, do, have, give. What does that look like? And how are we working on that? And as leaders, how are we pouring into our people to help them do that? What's the best ways to do that? She's going to inspire us to be taking action in this area. And if you have not read the book, The Dream Manager, which is their foundational program based on Matthew Kelly's best-selling book, you've got to pick up the book. It is at the top of my list for People First leaders. So with that, Kate's going to take it over and talk to us about dreaming for a little bit.
Are you making time for your dreams? The Roman Stoic philosopher Seneca said, "Whatever can happen at any time can happen today." What are you doing today that your future self will thank you for? One of my girlfriends came home from work one afternoon and she found her husband on the couch. He wasn't breathing. He had died of a heart attack suddenly. Months after his passing, I called my friend to see how she was doing. And she talked about the lonely nights figuring out finances and the days she wanted to just pull the covers over her head and hide from the world. And she also talked about reconnecting with her sister, creating special memories with her daughters, and a completely new perspective on life. She started questioning everything about the way she lived. She said, "I've discovered there's more to life than getting up, going to work, coming home, eating, going to bed, and doing it all over again." She said, "Don't get me wrong. I love my work." She's always been passionate about her work, but she's finally started making more time for fun. So I asked her, like, what are you doing now? And she said, "Travel. I miss my family. I'm making time to visit them. I want to explore the world while I still can." And she started going kayaking and meeting friends at the museum. She's lived in Florida her whole life, and there's so many activities she hasn't tried. And she was telling me about all the things that she was doing, and I could hear the enthusiasm in her voice, and it made me so happy. And then she sighed and she said, "I just can't believe it took my husband passing away for me to realize everything I've been putting off." We say things like, "I'll get to that someday. It's not the right time. There's no way I can fit it in." These are the lies we tell ourselves. It's how we justify not pursuing our dreams. But if you knew you only had one more day, week, month, or year on this planet, wouldn't you find the time to do more of the things you love? Will it take a tragedy for you to start living your dreams? Towards the end of each year, many of us, we start thinking about how the next year will be different, better. We get a clean slate, a refreshing new start, one where we choose apples instead of cookies and reading instead of television, and action replaces procrastination. We want to believe in this new version of us so much that we disregard how ridiculous it is to think that a new calendar year is the only thing standing in our way of living the life we want. As if pixie dust falls out of the sky when the clock turns midnight on January 1st. It contains magic that pushes us into action and makes us fear less and do more. But you know that's not true, because life is not a fairy tale. But the good news is that every day is a chance to turn your life around, to redesign your calendar and make room for at least one thing that lights you up. There's no secret weapon or habit hack. You don't need to read another article, listen to another podcast to find the answers. It's a choice. You get to decide to take one step toward achieving your dreams. Just one. Your life looks the way it does today because of the choices you've made up until now. How we choose to fill our time determines the person we become each year. One of my favorite quotes by Matthew Kelly is, "We overestimate how much we can accomplish in a week and underestimate how much we can accomplish in a month. We overestimate what we can accomplish in a year and underestimate what we can accomplish in a decade." We make time for things that are important to us. It's just that so often we lie to ourselves about what those things are. We fool ourselves into thinking the life we want is void of responsibilities, a life with no challenges and everything just goes our way. But that's not what we want. What we really want is meaning. We want purpose. We want to know that we're contributing in a way that only we can in a world filled with so much noise. We want to believe that we matter, that our ideas and what we have to say can make an impact. Yet we spend so much time searching for meaning in places it can never be found, wasting time wondering why someone doesn't like us, why we didn't get the job, or how much happier we'd be living someone else's life. We get sucked into living in our past instead of choosing to be present today while preparing for a better future. A future spent doing more of what we love, and meaning is found everywhere. Time spent loving more, giving more, seeing more, and creating more. We make time for what's important. Your dreams are important. Are you making time for them?
We just left the world a little bit better. Now go do something with it.